We've scored against the favourites in Qatar, and that is 1-0 here.
Oh, yeah!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of the Pacific Pursuit, and welcome to South Korea, where in today's episode we have got a triple header, 3 games coming up in today's episode for the first time in absolutely ages. It's our group phase. We're going to be coming up against Qatar, Iraq and India over 3 games. This tournament, the Asians Cup, is being held in, I don't know where it's been held in actually. If we take a look here, it's been held in South Korea actually, which is interesting. So we have the home advantage, and hopefully we can go on and put on a bit of a show. If we're going to take a look at what's been happening over with Ulsan, that's not the focus for the next 3 episodes. I think we will not be focusing on them. It ended interestingly at the end of last year. Obviously we had that loss and then the draw. In the group we got 2 wins after that. I think, did Daegu win the league in the end? They did win it. We beat them, but they managed to still get it in the end, so they did quite well really. A loss against Pohang there, but those 2 wins, and then we clutched up in the end in the Champions League, a 2-1 win against Sydney there, and we managed to get through by the skin of our teeth. It was 1-0 to Niigata there, as you can see, 15 minutes into that game. We were 5-1 up, but it was not enough as it stood. We had to get through first. I think we could have got through second. I mean, Niigata have not got through, so maybe we wouldn't have. But we scored in the 84th minute, and then Sydney completed the comeback. Formerly, we were in Australia, and they denied another one of our former countries of Japan from advancing in this group phase. We qualified. You know, obviously a very rough campaign in the league phase, but we got through in the end, and we'll be playing against the Central Coast Mariners. We'll be going back to Australia, and they might have got us through in that game with that comeback, and a very, very good display from us to beat them on goal difference, because they could have completed that comeback and it wouldn't have mattered because we had to get the goal difference, but luckily we were able to there. As you can see, that goal was the difference in the 84th minute. From Sung Chul Kim to make it 5-1, and then the winning goal from Sydney. We will be going back to Australia and hopefully not have too many enemies there. Even if we'd have, they've done a nice thing for us, and we don't want to go and knock them out. We want to repay the favour, but it doesn't look like we will be if we advance there. So overall, not a bad draw for us. The Central Coast Mariners. How did they do? I think they topped their group, did quite well actually, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 13 points there, as you can see, in quite a tough group against the Shanghai Port, Jeonbuk and Johor. As you can see there, they got wins against Jeonbuk, Shanghai Port, and the double against Johor, a draw against Jeonbuk, and a loss to the Shanghai Port away. So we'll have to see. But now it's time for the South Korea job here. As you can see, we could be qualified in 2 games. So if I cut it short, I might cut it short because we might just play a rotated team anyway in the 3rd game against India. Our group, at first, it looked quite tough. Now, Qatar, I think, are the team to beat, and we have been drawn in the same group as them. If we go to the South Korea page here, we have been drawn with them. So that is the opening game of the tournament, I assume. And what a game it is, arguably the 2 favourites. We've got Iraq, who I think we can get a result against, but they will probably be the second toughest, and then India as well after that, which I think we should be able to get a result in. But we'll have to see in this Qatar game what we can do. The squad has got some interesting names. We'll obviously have to get familiar over the next 3 episodes, but people to note, we've got Ji Hun Jong, who's in there, 100 appearances for Ulsan whilst we were there. We have Han Bon Lee, who was with us as well for a bit, and he's now at Nagoya there, as you can see. We had Jae Bon Lee, who actually, I was going to mention it, but we'll do it now. I'm a new signing at Ulsan. He was that player in the Dream 11. He comes in from Suwon. He's in the team today. Anyone else of note? We've got we're looking at players. We've got no Son, he's retired at this point, but Kangin Lee is probably the player we're looking at as quite a player. He's the only player whose name is actually how it should be. His first name Kangin, and then his family name in Lee last. I mean, it's the way we would describe them, and then Lee comes at the end. I don't know what's going on there really, but anyone else? Gwang Yong Park, I feel like, yeah, he was with us previously, one of the youngsters. We've got Hyung-gu Oh, who is a Celtic forward. He's still there. 200 appearances. We could sign him up, actually. Should we go try sign him up? No, he's got no interest, but he is a very good player who we've got in this team. Who else is in here that we know? Ji-sung Yom I've decided to call up. Controversial decision, but if worst comes to worst, then I think we know who we can call on if we need a goal. Sung Cho Kim is in this team. It was recommended that we bring him, and we have. We've got quite a lot of forwards, and then Won Sung Yom as well, who is formerly with us, comes in to this team. He will be out for a few of probably the group phase, but he is still in this squad. So not a bad squad at all. Let's get straight into it. The Asian Cup, the group stage, Group B against Qatar. So the team for this game against Qatar, the only thing we might struggle with, well, there's a few things really. If we lose this game, I think we can still qualify with those other games. 6 points should be enough to get a second place, but the sharpness, the familiarity is struggling, and then just the players in general. When we make substitutions, we won't particularly know who to bring on, but nonetheless, the team starts with Bum Kyun in goal. We've got An Jeong Seo and Lim across the back line. We've got Han Bon Lee and Jaewon Lee. We've got Jung ahead of them. Kang Gin Lee on the left, we've got Yang on the right, and Hyung-gu Oh up top. Kick off here in this game against Qatar. As we said, there's a few issues with taking up this job as late as we did, but I guess we did. They didn't want to wait for another campaign with the previous manager in the Asian Cup, and they know they can win it. Ozin behind it, he can have a shot, and it just goes over the bar in the end. This Qatar team, probably favourites for the tournament again. They have won this competition 3 years in a row now, or 3 editions in a row. So they probably are the favourites for it. I mean, I didn't realise there's 6 groups of 4. I don't know. That feels like it should be. It's I don't know. It's quite a lot of teams, really. There is quite a large number of teams from all different places. If we take a look at some of the other big names in here, Malaysia could be quite an underrated team. We played a friendly against Kuwait actually and won 5-0 a few months ago. Some of the players who run that team are not here. It was interesting to pick the team. I had quite a lot of fun actually picking the team. Maybe if I knew the players better, it would be even better because you'd have to make the hard decisions. But it was good. I think I've got a good balance between a lot of experience. There is quite a lot of older players in this team who have a lot of caps, and they'll bring that, and also some youngsters who, if we give some tournament experience, it could be massive for their development. So that was the decision behind a lot of the players who we brought in. I think in the starting 11 we've got the kind of the excelling players, the likes of at the top, Kang Gin Lee, who's in there, Jung, who's a very good centre back. Clearly they've all gone to the national team. Some of our youngsters from previous. It's been good to see. It has been good to see. So hopefully we can continue their development and get along well with this team. But we have potentially 7 games here to win the Asian Cup. I think we can do it. We have a very capable team. As I've said, I think Qatar are the team to beat. We can get through this group phase. We need to finish second. I'm not accepting defeat, but it will be a tough game against this Qatar team, as it's already proven to be here in the early moments. They're advancing, doing quite well down this left side. Bit of defending required from us. We're playing a similar tactic to what we play at Ulsan. No risks really. We just want to go with what we know works, and that's the decision behind that. Maybe we could have gone with something a little bit more simpler, but I don't know. We'll have to see. We can make adjustments, but probably nothing too major. If we get knocked out, we do get knocked out. I'm sure we can come back and go for this in 3 years time maybe, but we'll have to see. As it's not been too taxing, whilst we've been managing all those campaigns that we had in the Korean FA Cup, the Champions League, the league. How is that a penalty? I don't know. He's gone for the ball, he's won the ball, but it will be a penalty for Qatar, and they've been putting on the pressure. Maybe deserved the reward for their first half here, and we need to be a bit better in the second. But yeah, it was not too taxing of a job really. We had to pick squads. He's missed it. He's hit the post, and that is still 0-0 in this game. We've had to manage all those, but it's been interesting. We get a lot of advice and a lot of support. It's not like it's never been done before, where there's been a team or manager who's managed a national team and a club. But I think it was a thing from the start. We knew it was going to be South Korea that we would take on at the same time, and that's what's has been the case here. So hopefully long may that continue, and we go on and win everything with these South Korean clubs, and then who knows, maybe we go on a trip there, a Matov FM trip to South Korea. Why not? would be good. We've spent the longest time in the whole Pacific Pursuit with Ulsan. We actually had a meeting to get us kicked out. They don't rate us, to be honest. I mean, to be fair, when I look at it, I can't blame them. We've not been exceptional, but at the same time, I am clearly. I think I'm doing better in the Champions League than a lot of other managers. I've already won the league title once in 3 years. I've had a first, a second, and a third place finish, and I was 3 points behind. It was joint top last year between Seoul and Daegu, and I was only 3 points behind them. In the end, that's frustrating because it's the second season in a row where we've been so far behind and then got it to within 3 points by the final day. But I've had a first, second, third, an FA Cup final, a Champions League quarter final. I don't know why they complain, I really don't. There's a chance here for us to do something. Yang down this right side, can he look to square it? He might go all the way. Yang with a shot, and he's in there. It's Jae-byung Lee who makes it 1-0 in this game. We've scored against the favourites in Qatar, and that is 1-0 here. Could be a massive goal should we get a win here. And you start to think, we can get this episode wrapped up nice and early. We beat Qatar. What more can we go and do, really? I mean, they have been much better, but it's international football after all. You take the chances that you're presented with, and that's what's happened. This is interesting. Ozin behind here. He has a shot. He's hit the crossbar. I think he might have been offside. He wasn't even offside. How unlucky is that for Hyung-gu Oh? He was. I feel like I remember him scoring in the. Was it him who scored in the World Cup, or it might not have been? I'm not too sure. I feel like I remember him from some point, but it wasn't him actually. It was, what was his name? He was scoring in the World Cup. Cho, I think it was scoring, but no, that's not him. I've no sign of him. But there must be Hyung-gu Oh, who is the one with Celtic as well. They have a lot of the Asian players. I think it was because of Ange Postecoglou who was doing that. He had a big influence on that. I think we're going to look to make a few changes here. There's a chance here though. Kangin leaves. Had a bit of a quiet game. Maybe we need him in a bit more of an advanced role, to be honest, because he's the best player in this team. Kangin Lee, PSG player, the Son regen, you would argue. It's a shame that Son can't be with us. That was a frustrating thing, the fact that you want to come in this job and you want to pick up the big players, the big South Korean players who, we don't have some of them here, like Kim, for example, or Son. We don't have them because they're retired at this point, and it's a bit frustrating, but I mean, what can we do, really? We've got some regens. We've got Jung, who's a Kim regen, and Kangin Lee, who, I mean, he's played in the same generation as Son, but is a little bit younger than him. I guess you could call him the regen. There might be a chance here to do something. Yang is in behind. Can he square it? He does. In the middle is Jung, and we have beaten Qatar here in this game. In the middle, Jung is waiting. It's a lovely finish, a well-worked goal. What a performance by Yang on that right side. Who is it? Hyun-jun Yang, Celtic player as well there. And you can see why, to be fair. Very, very good player in the prime of his career. And he makes it. He's contributed 2 assists in this game. Or did he get the first goal even? I think he got 2 assists. Yeah, 2 assists. And that is 2-0 here in this game. Now it's just a case of holding out. And I mean, if we get the win against Iraq coming up next, then you think we're through. We should. Well, I think it is guaranteed that we are through. And then I won't show the India game. I appreciate that we might. It would be maybe a high-scoring game, but I'll probably rotate the team. The sharpness will be up, and if we're already qualified, we don't want to take up too much of your time. You need to save your time for the very, very interesting games that we should hopefully be having come up in the next few games in those hopefully the round of 16, quarter-final, semi-final, and final, which will be over. So we have the group phase today. If we get through, we have them other 2 games, and then the final 2 games in the 3rd episode, the South Korea twist, and it's going to make for a very interesting period. But the full-time whistle goes. We've turned the table in this game, and we have beaten the back-to-back-to-back champions in Qatar. So no changes for this game against Iraq. Song in goal, backline of An, Jong, Seo, and Lim. We've got Hanbon Lee, Jae-bon Lee in the middle, Jung ahead of them. We've got Kangin Lee on the left, Yang on the right, and O up top. Kick-off here in this game against Iraq. We are the team in red today, going from right to left in this first half here. Iraq got an opening win in their game against India. I think, well, if we do get a win here, we should be through. There's no way we can't get through, actually, because If it was so the final game is Iraq, Qatar, and if say Qatar win their game there, it would mean that the most that can happen is if one of them wins, we both come through on 6 points. If they draw, we definitely come through. And if India beat Qatar, then it would mean that if we drop points, we would still go through. I think we would potentially, depending on the goal difference. And if we beat India, then we would be through. If Iraq were to beat Qatar in that final game or even win, so it'll be interesting to see. But I think if we wrap up this game here nice and early, get it done, we can make some substitutions, go and rotate that team fully in the final game and be ready for the next game. So there's a chance here for Iraq to do something. It's on that far side, there's a tackle in there, no penalty, we win it back, and now we'll have the chance to counter attack. That's a foul, and that is going to be the stop in play there that we needed. A bit of early pressure from that Iraq side, but we do well to maintain our shape, and we're going to go and look to do something more here. I'll put Kangin Lee as a bit more of a sitting inside a little bit more. He can try and attack a bit more, because I think he had a quiet game really. Maybe just the first game has got to him, but as we said, he's probably our best player in this team. I mean, Yang is not too bad on that right side. I don't think we're going to get him at Ulsan. I was thinking maybe we could, but I don't think we'll be getting him anytime soon. But he's definitely not a bad player, to say the least, on that right hand side. So if we could get the same from Lee, then it would be nice, as he finds himself on the ball here, comes a bit deeper. It's just a bit of build up play, it's what we need. Calm in possession. We've got some very creative players in this team, and we're going to go look to utilise that. It's a good ball in behind his own with an effort, and he just puts it into the hand of the Iraq goalkeeper, but it won't mean anything in the end anyway. As 5 minutes goes in this game, good early chances for us. We've actually only had only two shots on target, which I feel like, did they not get a shot on target in Iraq? I feel like they did, but I guess not in the end. How's the other groups looking? Kuwait and Malaysia in that group there. Australia, Singapore. Australia would be a tough team to play. Japan looks like lost their first game against either Thailand or Syria. As you can see there, Japan would be a tough game. China would be a tough test. Saudi Arabia as well would be a tough test. Iran would be tough. So I mean, the teams, I guess the big teams in this tournament, we've got Iran, Saudi Arabia, China, Japan, Australia, and then South Korea, Qatar. Those 7 teams, I'd say, are the ones to watch. But I think we've got the better of one of them already. Yang is in behind here, and he continues his amazing form in the Asian Cup. 15 minutes in, and Yang has scored 1 goal, 2 assists, and he is on for a Player of the Tournament award. If he can continue to play like this, then this competition, for 1, will be his, and for 2, he might just win the Player of the Tournament. Lovely finish, and that is 1-0 here in this game, and as it stands, we are through to the knockout rounds. Here's Kangin Lee. We would play, I don't know what the draw looks like. Kangin Lee with a free kick. What a goal it is. He's turned up now. The 2 wingers are here, and they're ready for the action in these knockout phases. We are going through 20 minutes in, 2-0 up, and that is exactly what we want to see. If we take a look, I don't know if there's seeding for the next rounds. I'd assume there is, but I don't know. We'd have to see. There should be. So it would be the the 2 best teams from each group, so 12, and then 3rd place teams about to make 16. So that means Japan, who are not doing very well, probably still will get through, as we've seen, depending on how many points they can pick up. Does it show us what the draw would be? It doesn't show us yet, but I assume it'll be we can take a look at the last campaign, how that went. So if we see all groups there, let's take, for example, we'll take Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, Uzbekistan. Take team. I mean, I've not remembered them, I'll be honest. But if we go back, does it show teams? So if we take a look, Japan and India. What happened between those two? So Japan finished first, and India finished in, where did they finish? They finished 3rd actually. So that's not a good example there. Syria, Thailand. That could be one that was seeded. Thailand in 2nd, Syria in 2nd. So it must just be a random draw actually, by the looks of it. Which is, it said seeds there at the bottom actually, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe we play a team who finishes top, maybe we don't. There's a chance here to do some more damage to this Iraq team. Into the middle, the ball goes. It's a header. We're not able to win it. Yang on the half volley into Zhong. What a goal it is! It is absolutely incredible stuff. It's like some sort of martial arts, just everyone flying around the place. Let's have a look at this. It's Jong who scores. He's getting involved now. A second goal of the tournament for him. Take a look at this. It's Yang again who's involved. Kangin Lee plays this ball and it's headed clear on the volley. Look at this from Yang, and then Jong scores. 3-0 here in this game. I think the damage is done. What a day it's been for us. We might not be having the most fun with our Ulsan team at the moment, but we are having a fair bit of fun with this South Korea team. And still, to be fair, Iraq are in the top two, so I guess they can't complain too much. But we have absolutely run away with this game. What stadium are we in? We are in the... it doesn't show us what stadium we're in here, but we can go and take a look. We are in the Jeonju World Cup Stadium. Is that John? Is that who is it? Is it Jeju maybe? Jeju Stadium, or let's take a look. Is it their stadium? They've got the Jeju World Cup Stadium. Is it John Buck? Yeah, it is the John Buck Stadium. We have we've pulled off a very good result here in this game. Our final game goes to what stadium will it take us to? It takes us to the Goyang Stadium, which is the stadium of Goyang KHF, 41,000 seater for a team who are not even in. They were founded when 2021 was that? Not even in any of the K3 leagues or anything like that. Where does the final take us? Does that even show? I don't know where the last Asian Cup was held. I feel like it was held. I don't know why. Was it in South Korea last time as well? If I'm not mistaken, we'll go to the stages, flip that back there to this campaign here. Go to the final. Can we go to the final? Here it is actually. The final was held. It was in Saudi Arabia, as you can see there. Can we see where this one will be? If we go forward, it won't show us where it is, but I'd like to think it's in the Ulsan Stadium, or is it the Seoul Stadium potentially? I don't know. We have a chance here. We might make it 4-0. Go and do a bit for the goal difference. This will be good for the morale. Get the sharpness up. Bring some players off the bench as well to get their sharpness up. It'll be good for familiarity, and mainly for these attackers as well. Kangin Lee scored. Jong scored. Yang already with 2 assists in this game once again, or is it just the one? Yeah, just the one. I know he's got himself a goal and assist, so 1 goal, 3 assists in this tournament already for him. What a performance. Oh, he's going to get involved now. He's in behind and he's going to have the shot, and he drags it wide in the end. But what a performance it's been. It's been quite a long episode. Even if we don't get all 3 games in, we know no need to play that India game, but even if we don't, what a game it's been, really. We just need to see what we can do in these final few moments as we have another chance here. It goes through. Zhong loses out in the end, but it falls to Jae Bon Lee. We've not had to see much of the defense, really. I mean, in particular, those two in the middle, in Jae Bon Lee and Han Bon Lee, former player of ours with Ulsan and now at Nagoya, but we haven't had to see much of them. But we're being put into action here. Iraq are in behind, and it's poor defending, really. We've tried to maintain that high line. The defense is tested for the first time, and we have conceded our first goal of the Asian Cup. It took 5 before we conceded 1, but we have gone and conceded the first one, as you can see there. Just a bit all over the place. We've got to be doing a bit better there, tracking the runners, but we're 3-1 up in this game. It would take quite the miracle for Iraq to go and pull it back from this point here. Lee wins that back in the middle. It's Hyogun Oh into Kangin Lee, and he can go and look to advance. His name's reversed now. His surname comes first. Jong is in behind here for 4-0. He hits the post. He is offside in the end anyway, as we'll go into half-time maintaining this lead. We've played very well, even if we have conceded that goal. It is Qatar who are winning the other game in our group, but it will not matter. As it stands, we are through to the next round of the Asian Cup, and we will be playing. I don't know who it will be. I don't know who we like, really. Probably we want another team who we feel like we can beat, but there is quite a few good teams who are looking to get through. I mean, Japan are not doing very well by the looks of it. China have dropped out now. The UAE are giving themselves quite a good campaign there. If we take a look elsewhere, it looks like here Kuwait, who were playing quite well, have dropped out. There's still a lot of time to go. We're only just over halfway the group phase, so still a lot of time for everything to change, as it so does in international football. Kangin Lee, can he get his second of the game? He does, and Kangin Lee has arrived for the Asian Cup. The best player in this South Korean team, you'd argue, has made it 4-1 here in this game. I think it's time for some early changes here in this game. Around 30 minutes left into the middle. I think we'll bring on Gwangyong Park into the middle there, see what he can do. I think we'll bring on Sung Ko Paik, who was a late pick actually, but he plays for Braga, as you can see there, 33 years of age, lots of experience. I think it makes sense to bring him on. Young Suk Lee, he was favoured for the tournament start there, but we've not played him there as such. I guess he's come off. I think we were going to bring Hyunju Lee as well on into the middle there, who is if we take a look, he's quite an experienced player. Was formerly with us actually, yeah, not for too long. How much did he move for? 1.7 million we got for him. Wasn't with us for too long, but yeah, did move on, and I think he's got the experience with him to come and play in this team and go and make an impact. It's been an incredible day for us, incredible performance, great episode, and now it's on to those knockout games, which we are certainly through to at this point. Here's Hyunju Lee into Gwangyong Park, who's going to have an involvement. The two DMs, the right back and then the player in the hole, have all changed. Let's see what they can go and do and if they can have an impact. And what a ball it is in behind for Kangin Lee for his hat-trick. He does make it a hat-trick. Welcome to the Asian Cup. Kangin Lee, South Korea, 5-1 up in this game. Who is going to stop us from winning this Asian Cup? What a performance it has been, and now it's just a case of going and sealing the job, sealing that qualification, the first place spot, which surely should be ours. Goal difference in our favour, head to head in our favour. And I think it might just be a perfect group phase. 9 out of 9 points if we can come away with that. A massive goal difference so far stands at 6, and that would be a very successful group phase as part of our campaign to win the Asian Cup. It's a good win back there from Sung Ko Paik. He goes over to Bong Kyun Song now in the goal, back to Ji Hun Jung breaking up this centre back pairing. We're going with a bit of a half back here by the looks of it. It's a switch ball over, finds Young Suk Lee on this right side. It's over here. Who can we bring on in these final few moments? I'm not sure, Sung Chul Kim maybe potentially we could bring into this game, would be nice to see, or Ji Sung Yom. Here's in behind here, for 6-1, and that is 6-1 here. Has scored. He's got involved in this game now. He's a bit more of on paper he is actually a bit more of a deeper forward. We play him as the advanced forward, but he does class himself as a bit of a deeper player. Maybe we don't see him as much, but he does score goals, and he's made it 6-1 in this game for us. I think we're going to make the change. Ji Sung Yom on potentially, or do we bring on Sung Chul Kim, or do we even bring on our a new midfielder who's coming in with decisions is what I would describe it as. I think we go and bring on Ji Sung Yom. Who we bring on for? I think it's got to be Kangin Lee, and it has got to be Kangin Lee. I'm just going to go and check something. Is he in the squad with us? Surely he's in the squad with us. It doesn't look like I don't know what's happened there, but yeah, we I don't know what's gone on. I might have to look at that one after, but we'll bring on Ji Sung Yom here. Oh boy, it feels right that we have to. He's wearing the number 6 apparently, but on that left side we know exactly what we can do, and hopefully he can go and have an involvement in this game. The 70 minutes goes. It's been quite the long episode, but very eventful. 8 goals for the good. It's a very eventful game in that one as well, by the looks of it. 4-3 in that game, but what's gone on there? So it looks like Qatar went 3-0 up, India got a goal back, and then 4-1 up, and now it's 4-3 in that game. Maybe just a bit of a comeback, and if it's a draw there, then that is a very, very interesting final day in the rest of our group. It does look like Qatar go and get that wrapped up there. It's a Fifu who scores, who is a very, very capable player who you will know about. Scored a hat-trick in the was it the last Asian Cup final, I believe, against Jordan, if I was not mistaken, or he was very, very impressive campaign that he had. In that campaign a few times ago was Iraq are in behind here, the chance to do something, and that is not going to be a goal. We have to defend that a little bit better, but this has been a very long episode. After this corner, I think we go and get it wrapped up. Not much more we can ask for really. We'll take a look what happens here, but if there's more goals, then we've already seen enough. And overall, it's been a very, very good day here. The chance into the middle, it's cleared, and Ji Sung Yom could be away here, wearing the number 6, because why not? He finds himself on the ball. You can't do anything with it in the end. Do we go now or do we wait? I think, you know what? Why not wait? It's been a long time since we've. I feels like we've had such a goal fest like this. Why not go and enjoy it? Here's Dong Kun An on that left side. Not seen much of him, but he has been involved. I think he's got himself an assist in this game. He hasn't, no, but he has been involved according to his rating. There's Yang on this right side. We lose out, and maybe we should go before it gets a little bit too. So we start to concede a few goals, or maybe not. Here's Yang. He loses out in the game. A few tired legs, and yeah, maybe there's one final chance here in this game before we go and wrap it up. But yeah, it might be an Iraq chance, or maybe not, as we win it back. Sung Ho Hike in the middle. It goes to Ji Sung Yom, who finds what can he do with it? Can he play in Ji Sung Yom? He finds Guangong Park into Yang. Yang is in behind. He's at the crossbar. So unlucky. It goes back to An here, who wins it back. Can he play a ball in? Nothing comes from it in the end. There's more chances. We are absolutely relentless. He tries to find Ji Sung Yom in behind. 30-minute episode it's been here, but what a episode it has been, and there's no cause for complaint at all in this team at the moment. Just the 1 goal conceded, but 8 goals scored. We've qualified in 2 games. It's going to be a rotated team and a fully rested team for that next game, the knockout game, which you will see tomorrow, and hopefully a second game as well in a quarter-final. We'll have to see as Hyunju Lee finds Ji Sung. He doesn't find Ji Sung Yom. It's tough to get up to sharpness straight away for Ji Sung Yom. Our season ended quite a while ago for us before we travelled over. It would have been nice for us to both travel over. I know we didn't have to travel because it's in South Korea, but maybe to the camp. And he's not got many caps, so it will be nice for him to do that. And Sung Chul Kim as well, maybe he can get involved. Don't know, we'll have to see with that. We can't be too biased, but these guys have had good seasons, so it makes sense to bring them in as we can see it. It's another goal here, but we'll call it there. What a day it's been. So once again, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave you with this, so tune. I'll see you again tomorrow for the knockout phases. Thank you, bye bye.